Well, welcome back to part two to our coverage on this here book. Here we have chapter 4 on the MPC products. Of course, pictured here is the More American Graffiti kit of the John Milner Yellow Deuce Coupe. This was not a really good representation of this particular car. Basically, because they used their series of switcher kits to do this. It was a good attempt. There is some shortcomings in it, and some parts that aren't accurate or correct. So, but then we've got, here we've got Carl Casper's phone booth, the 28 Model A Ford. I would love to see this come back. Really would. The Carl Caspers, well, Mama said if you couldn't say nothing nice, don't say anything at all. So we're going to just turn the page. Here we have the Wild Ones, which says here, once AMT's run of the kit was complete, MPC engineers recut the tooling to produce a Woody station wagon and pickup. The Wild Ones was a 1966 MPC release which featured Hot Curl, a California surfer's mascot. This was from Rick Hammore's collection. See here, AMT and MPC worked together a little bit in the early years of MPC. This is an obvious representation of that. This kit has since been reissued several times under AMT's badging. And I've got a couple of different versions of this. Then there's the old tried and true Gangbusters set. You can build a classic Gangbuster, street rod, cabriolet, or truck. Would really love to see this come back. I don't think they can. I think some of the dies molds have been modified to create something else, and they can't go backwards. Then, obviously, here's the original switcher boxes, or one of the boxes. And it was really neat. You could swap stuff around. It was a really, really cool idea. And then, who doesn't love the Zingers? I mean, I remember these from being a kid. Built several of them. Just a really fun deal. And they did reissue most of them, if not all of them, a few years ago. Then we have the Monkey Mobile, which, as a lot of you know, has been reissued again. It's available now. I'm waiting on mine to come in. Then the old ice cream truck. One of Barris's ideas. This is a nice nostalgic piece for us older guys. A lot of us built these things, or at least attempted to when we were young guys. This one, I would love to see come back. The Evil T, the 32 Ford. This has been reissued. It's in the Coca-Cola series, I'm sure. Then we have the Wild Willie Borsche Winged Express. The last time I seen this kit reissued was early 2000s, if I'm not mistaken. Would love to see that come back. I could use 2, maybe 3 of them. And another one of Barris's, the Milner Dragster from the second movie that was not a George Lucas film. This kit is what they would call a parts box kit. It's the Ramcharger's front motor dragster with the body chopped off right here. Motor is completely inaccurate for the Milner car. The Milner car was an injected small block Chevrolet, where this has got a blown Hemi. Wait a minute. The Milner car was a blown injected small block Chevrolet. Anyway, they're still not right. This has got a blown injected Hemi in it. The really cool thing is, with the rash of reissues, round 2 reissued the Ramchargers kit. they got pretty cheap at Walmart there for like 2 years that I know of around Christmas time. So you can take that kit. Slicks Decals does the Milner decals. So all you have to do after that is source out a blown injected small block Chevrolet. And that's not that hard to do with all the other round 2 reissues. There's a couple of variations available. And then we have, this stuff was really cool. I don't know the connection between MPC and Aurora. I know Aurora had a lot of this stuff, and it's fetching cubic dollar these days. The prices the Aurora stuff's bringing, I mean, they'll give a healthy man a heart attack. And then here's the various ones that have been reissued over the years from this tooling. There's the Bosch kit that I'm pretty sure that was in their special release or toy fair type deal. Now also, I believe it may have been, don't quote me on this, I believe it may have been reissued in the Blueprinter series at one time. Then we have the small companies. This is, Revell, AMT, Monogram, and MPC were known as the Big Four. This chapter focuses on the smaller ones that are no longer with us and weren't. They were heavy hitters in certain things. They mention Aurora here. Like here's Limburg. Some more Aurora stuff. These guys, a lot of these companies, even smaller companies, dealt with small scale stuff. Just the rod and custom stuff. There's Eldon. They also mentioned Hawk, Limburg again. But these things still have a place in our hobby. If nothing else, the nostalgia factor. Here's various ones. See, this one's from John Bowman. There's another Bill Coulter build piece. Here's a small mention about Johan and their stuff from Rick Hanmore. IMC. It was Industrial Motive Corporation is what IMC stood for. This is from a Rod and Custom magazine. This one was, let's see. Here we go. Rod and Custom magazine was heavily involved in the model car hobby, mainly because of the efforts of editor Bill Newman. From June 64 until January 65, Rod and Custom Models devoted its pages solely to model cars, such as this replica of the Mura Brothers Willys drag pickup built by hobby writer Don Emmons. The model still exists and is on loan to the National Model Car Builders Museum. That's awesome. Here's another little section. Speaks of Peterson Publishing. Mentions Mark Gustavson, Newman again, Don Emmons, and a few others. This stuff, for myself, and I'm sure a lot of the older guys will back me up on this. This shows a piece of the history of our hobby. And, the younger guys, I wish y'all would take the time to learn a little bit more about the history before you start popping videos off about, this was a new idea, this is another new idea. The only thing new today is the materials and the products we use. Majority of the ideas, they were thought of and in play, before I got my first kit. And I got my first kit in 72. So, it's been a day. Here they mention Johan, Pryor Plastics, Palmer Plastics. You know, like I said, just some neat stuff. Here we've got, you know, the mentions Model Car Garage. You know, this cat's been doing photo etched metal parts for this hobby since 90, I would say around 91 when he first popped on the scene. And he's still, you know, still the leader in photo etch, and particularly for our domestic based kits. But well, that's all for this one, fellas. I appreciate everybody who stayed tuned to watch the end of both videos on this book. I'd like to thank all my subscribers, the old ones, the new ones, and all the ones in between. Thank you all. Without you, the channel would not have the success it's had. So thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Remember, fellas, live, love, and laugh, and always, always build the model for you. If you like what you see, this is your first time watching, consider subscribing to the channel. Ring the notification bell to let you know when I upload another video. If you did like what you see in both of the videos on this book, or any video at all that I've got, please drop a comment below. Love reading them. If you didn't like what you've seen and got suggestions, hey, leave a comment below. I'll read it. Hit the like button, dislike button, either way. It helps us creators, which in turn helps you. So y'all take care. Love each and every one of you. God bless, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.